Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 15th. The Orioles and the Yankees were into it again, and we're here at the All-Star break. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, we've been over the 82 game mark for a bit, but we're here officially at the break of the season, the week off before the dog days of summer, the trade deadline, postseason pushes, and then eventually the postseason. We are into it. We're getting into it. Thank you guys. Hopefully you've been sticking around with me for the year, and appreciate you all. Without further ado, let's dive right on into today's episode and start talking about the series recap. Leading us off with one of the bigger ones, the Yankees and the Orioles. These two teams, man, the Yankees have finally done it. They've broken their streak and won a series. Not only that, but they ended Baltimore's streak of, I believe, 23 or something straight series against AL East teams with a win. The Yankees took the first two games 4-1 and 6-1. That first game had the benches clear after Heston Kjerstad was hit in the head in the ninth. We'll be talking about that. But in the last game, Baltimore came back in a brutal way. The Yankees make an error in the ninth, and that will help Baltimore walk it off to avoid the sweep and head into the All-Star game break with a win. 6-5 is the score. That one, Yankees take 2 of 3. Guardians and Rays. The Rays show up in the Trop, taking 2 of 3 from the Guardians, winning the first game and the third game with the same score of 2-0. Guardians in that sandwich win game 2 4-2 and fall 2 games against the Rays. Royals and Red Sox. I said that this one could be a big one. Kansas City came out early and they score and win the first game 6-1. But Boston will answer in the other 2 games. We win it 5-0 and then 5-4. Red Sox get the game up on the Royals in this series, and that helps them out in the wild card race. Dodgers and Tigers. This series turned out to be extremely exciting. The Dodgers took the first game 4-3. That second game, a little bit crazy here. It starts with Ohtani's 200th career home run. The Dodgers had a nice lead entering the ninth, but the Tigers score 5 in the ninth, including a Colton Keith game-tying home run that would send us to extras, where the Tigers complete the comeback, scoring, I believe, 7 unanswered. They walk it off in the 10th with Gio Urshela hitting the walk-off home run, an 11-9 win for the Tigers there. And then how about back-to-back walk-off days, because the Tigers walk it off again 4-3 in the third game on a walk-off bunt from Wencel Perez. Tigers take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. Wow. Pirates and White Sox. You have a team that has some fun young talent versus a team that is just bad. What do you expect to happen? The Pirates sweep the White Sox in the 3-game set, win the games 4-1, 6-2, and 9-4. All things good in the land of the Pirates. Rangers and Astros. Astros trying to chase down the Mariners here. They win the first game 6-3. Rangers, though, take the second and third game 2-1 in the second game. That had to take 10 innings to get the win. And then 4-2 in the last game. The Rangers take 2 of 3 from Houston there. Would the Mariners be able to build a lead? Because of that, they're taking on the Angels. It's a 4-game set, and they started hot. 11-0 in the first game. Seattle looking to improve on that lead over the Astros for the division. But after that, things went sideways real quick. Angels in the second game win it 6-5 on a walk-off. Willie Calhoun hits the walk-off home run in the 10th inning, his second home run of that game, and it only went on from there. Angels in the third game 2-1. Angels in the fourth game 3-2. The Angels take 3 of 4 from Seattle, and the Mariners cannot build their lead against the Astros. Big upsets there. A's and Phillies. This one was a pretty crazy series as well. Oakland starts off hot, wins the first game 6-2. Then the Phillies come back. They have an 11-5 win. Bryce Harper hits a home run, and the Oakland A's was the only team Bryce Harper had never hit a home run off of. He has now hit a home run off of all 30 MLB teams as they tie the series. But then in the series finale, Oakland comes to swing, and they're hot. 8 home runs in Philadelphia. Lawrence Butler hits 3. Brent Rooker hits 2. Seth Brown hits 2. Zach Geloff only hit 1, but it was a grand slam. 8 total home runs. A's win it 18-3 and take 2 of 3 from the Phillies. Rockies and Mets now. The Mets take the first 2 games, scoring 14 runs, 7-6 in the first game and then 7-3 in the second game. The Rockies, though, on the backs of Michael Toglia, who hits 3 home runs in the game. It's an 8-5 Rockies win as they avoid the sweep to the Mets. Marlins and Reds, it's the kid once again. Rhys Hins, a grand slam. It wouldn't be his only home run of the series as well. The Reds take the first game 7-4. They double it up and win the second game 10-6 before the Marlins get the third game to avoid the sweep as they beat Cincinnati 3-2. Your final there. Nationals and Brewers. This was a big series in my mind for the Nationals, who took 2 of 3 from the Brewers. They won the first 2 games 5-2 and then 6-5 before the Brewers got the last game 9-3 to avoid the sweep. That opens the door a little bit for some of those NL Central teams. Reds took 2 of 3, Pirates with the sweep. What about the Cubs and Cardinals? They would play 4 against each other. Cubs take the first game, win it 5-1. Then on Saturday, we have a double header as we had a makeup from May 24th, so that game got played. But first, the Cardinals would come to the play. 9 runs in the first inning of the first game. They would hold on and win this one 11-3. Then the second game on Saturday, Cardinals would win another one 5-4. But on Sunday, the Cubs take down the Redbirds, win it 8-3, and they split the 4-game series 2 apiece. So the Pirates and Reds are the big winners of the weekend here for the NL Central. As we move on now to the Braves and Padres. Dodgers lost 2 of 3. Can the Padres answer? They cannot. Braves take the first game 6-1. Padres do answer 4-0 for the second game, but the Braves hold on. Chris Sale, a great start, 6-3 your final. And the Braves take 2 of 3 from the Padres. Blue Jays and D-backs. Can the D-backs kind of answer against the Dodgers and Padres? They can win the first game. They beat the Blue Jays 5-4 with a walk-off from Geraldo Perdomo. It's a sac fly for him. Then on the second game, Corbin Carroll. Can we have a hot Corbin Carroll for the second half? Because I love the kid. He has 2 home runs in the game. D-backs win it 12-1 there. Blue Jays, though, avoid the sweep. Kiermaier, a grand slam. Blue Jays win it 8-7 in the finale. D-backs, though, take 2 of 3. Get a game back on the Padres and Dodgers. What about the Giants? They're home taking on the Twins, and they win the first game 7-1 here. Twins respond 4-2. And in the final, the rubber match, the Giants would win it on a walk-off Little League home run from Mike Yastrzemski. He ends up with the triple. The ball gets thrown away into the dugout as he jogs on home. The Giants win, take 2 of 3 from the Twins, and beat them 3-2. All right, now for the game of the weekend, we had plenty of great games. Oakland's 8 home run game slaughter against the Phillies. The Tigers' 5-run 9th inning comeback. But of course, we're going to New York and Baltimore. Yankees in Baltimore taking on the O's here. On Sunday, the O's looking to avoid the sweep. Yankees trying to end that kind of slump they've been on, and a sweep against the best team in the AL East would certainly do that. Top of the seconds when the scoring got started. Trent Grisham a single 1-0 New York, but but that didn't last long. Bottom 3, Gunnar Henderson. Will he win the home run derby tonight? He hits his 28th home run on the year. A 2-run shot gives Baltimore the lead, but then it's Trent Grisham in the top of the 5th doing it again for New York. His 6th home run of the year ties this game up 2 apiece. Bottom 5, it's Anthony Santander's turn. Home run number 24 on the year. Baltimore up 1 now. And it would stay 3-2 all the way to the 9th. Craig Kimbrell in, looking for the save, wouldn't find it. Ben Rice, the rookie kid, home run number 6, a 3-run shot. That silences the morning crowd. New York up 5-3. Then in the bottom of the 9th, Ryan Mountcastle, he would reach on an error from Anthony Volpe. That would score a run, and that would probably do the Yankees in. Because then the next batter, Cedric Mullins, he hits a ball to left field. Verdugo runs in before running back. It gets over his head. O'Hearn scores to tie it. Rutschman scores to win it. Baltimore on the back of Cedric Mullins and a little bit of help from the Yankees. They win this game to avoid the sweep. 6-5 your final and your game of the weekend. Alrighty, to the baseball news. What's on the agenda today? The MLB Futures game, the MLB Draft, kind of starting the All-Star week here. Let's talk about the Futures game really quickly. That was played on Saturday. The NL beat the AL 6-1. Cam Collar, the Reds prospect, he hit a home run in this game, as well as Drake Baldwin, the Braves prospect. So those two guys hitting the home runs, helping the NL get the win here. Some good pitching, some interesting pitching, and there's not too much to go over here. I did not watch the game, but I'm sure those who were interested in it did and enjoyed it and got to see potentially a prospect or two of theirs. Obviously Colson Montgomery from the White Sox. That's a guy I'm kind of high on, as well as a couple of other top prospects played. Harry Ford from the Mariners were in it for the AL side of things as well. Futures game was good. The MLB draft took place last night, or at least the start of the draft, day 1. Won't go over anything too much, but we'll go over the top 5 picks here really quickly. The Guardians with the first pick, they picked up Travis Bazana, I believe is how the name was pronounced. Reds with the second pick took Chase Burns. Rockies taking Charlie Condon with the third pick. The Oakland A's took Nick Kurtz, and the White Sox took Hagen Smith to round out the top 5 picks here. See your team's first draft pick. You never know if they're going to be the future of that team. So it's always good to enjoy the draft and see the next wave of talent that can be taken over the MLB. Remember, last year we had a guy named Paul Skeens get drafted. He is now starting in an All-Star game a year later tomorrow. So you never know how quickly some of these kids will develop. But of course, Paul Skeens was 1 in a million, I think, at this point. He is having a phenomenal year, and he is a phenomenal player. So that is that there. Let's talk about the bench clearing that took place in Baltimore in that first game here. Yankees up 4-1. And Clay Holmes is in for the save here. It's raining in Baltimore. He's in an 0-2 count to Kjerstad, and sinker gets away, hits him in the back of the head, in the back of the helmet, essentially. He turned his head into it to make sure it was at the back of his head. Brandon Hyde and trainer comes out. Hyde was not happy at all, and you can't blame him. You can't blame Baltimore for being upset. It's in the rain. It's 0-2 count. It's in a save situation. There's clearly no intent, and everybody knows that, whether you're a Yankees fan, a Baltimore fan, an average baseball fan. You know that there was no intent there from Clay Holmes to hit Kjerstad. But from Baltimore's point of view, it's a young kid of yours. It's a young, the future, the talent is there. And here's your rivalry, kind of your big competition. And, whatever. You're upset about it. Brandon Hyde was not having any of it. Yankees pitch up and into Baltimore. They pitch up and into the lefties. Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Santander at times, Cedric Mullins, Kjerstad, Colton Cowser, Ryan O'Hearn. If you're a Baltimore lefty, the Yankees are going to pitch you up and in. That's kind of how they've been pitching them all year. Plenty of other guys have been hit. Gunner's been hit a couple times. Cowser, Santander, the guys I pretty much just mentioned, they've been hit before. It happens. And, obviously that tension rises in that situation. You're starting a big 3-game series at the point, and Brandon Hyde, remember, he's been the Baltimore manager for a few years now. And a few years ago, Baltimore was bad. 100 lost seasons, time after time, losing records. Things were just not going Baltimore's way. So now that Baltimore is this great, juggernaut of a team, Hyde is trying to be like, hey, this is my team, this is my job. I'm going to stand up for my players. And that's what he did. That he was yelling at Clay Holmes a little bit. Yankees bench took exception to that, said, hey, don't yell at our guy. And Hyde turned to the bench, started charging, and then that's how the bench clearings happen. Nothing much more, but I'm telling you, these two teams, as long as they stay close for that division, anytime they're playing a series, it's going to be must-watch baseball. You're going to want to tune in because you don't know how high tensions will rise, especially as we get into the postseason push here. So definitely something to keep an eye out for as we go through the rest of the season here. So you never know. But Kjerstad we'll talk about as well for the injury updates, as he was placed on the concussion 7-day IL protocol there. The All-Star Game replacements. We got a couple more to mention really quickly here. Andres Munoz for Seattle is replacing Logan Gilbert for the All-Star Game. Christopher Sanchez will be replacing Chris Sale, and then Max Fried replaces Ranger Suarez. So a Philly replaces a Brave replaces a Philly. And then Corey Seager, Texas native here, as we are in Texas for the All-Star Game. He replaces Carlos Correa. So 4 more quick substitutions there, and I believe that's everything, unless any last substitutions happen today, but I highly doubt it. Most players are already in Texas. They're probably going to do the red carpet in a little bit, and then the home run derby later tonight. It was announced that Corbin Burns will be starting the AL for the AL tomorrow. So for the All-Star Game, it will be Paul Skeens versus Corbin Burns. That's a very exciting matchup. I'm excited for the All-Star Game. I'm excited for the Home Run Derby. It's new rules. So that's going to be exciting to kind of see how it plays out. I have Gunnar Henderson high on winning. I have Teoscar as a little fun, could he maybe make some noise in the Home Run Derby as well? But let me know who you think will be taking home the winning and be the Home Run Derby champ. Will Pete Alonso get his third? So yeah, some good stuff there. Some exciting stuff for the All-Star Week as we tune in to that. Last bit of news here really quickly. Whit Merrifield has been released from the Philadelphia Phillies. And it's, to be honest, warranted. He has been playing pretty poorly in his age 35 season with the Phillies, the first time he's been in the NL. In 53 games, I believe, he has 21 runs, 31 hits, only 3 home runs, a 1.99 batting average, and a 5.72 OPS. Considering he was an all-star last year, somehow, to be fair, because he was good, but he wasn't anything crazy. It's been a huge decline for Whit, and the Phillies, I believe, are paying him, it was $11 million or something in that range. And that's just not worth it to have a hitter bat below 600, have an OPS below 600. So the 3-time All-Star will be a free agent. Will the team pick him up and try to, tap out any last magic that he has in it? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stays a free agent and potentially mark the end of Whit Merrifield's big league career. Of course, early days with the Royals, the hit machine. He was leading the league in hits in 2 straight years in 18 and 19. Plenty of at-bats, plenty of stolen bases, and then went to Toronto, and now has ended up being a free agent after a struggling year with Philadelphia. So things to keep an eye out for there if Whit finds another job somewhere here as we enter the All-Star break, and the trade deadline looms large. All right, moving on for our hot and colds from the week. Starting things off, Brent Rooker from Oakland, 10 for 21, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 9 runs, 5 walks, a 1.604 OPS for him. Julio Rodriguez from Seattle, get hot, kid. 13 for 22, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 4 runs, a 1.595 OPS for him. Trey Turner, 11 for 23, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 6 runs, a 1.520 OPS. Lawrence Butler, also from Oakland, 8 for 22, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.482 OPS. Yes, you heard me, 5 home runs. Also 5 home runs, Cal Raleigh, who was 9 for 25 with those 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, 8 runs, and a 1.407 OPS. And of course, I'm also going to include Reese Hins from Cincinnati. The kid's bursting onto the scenes. His first week in the majors, 9 for 23, 2 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, 6 runs, a 1.527 OPS. He has 9 hits, 7 of which are extra base hits. The kid is incredible. On the cold side of the pillow, though, Brandon Rogers from Colorado, 1 for 24 with 8 strikeouts. Wyatt Langford from your Rangers, 0 for 19, 7 Ks. Not good for his Rookie of the Year case. Brooks Lee, 1 for 20 with 5 Ks. Luke Raley, 1 for 18, 9 Ks. And then Justin Turner, 1 for 19 with 6 strikeouts for your hot and cold. As we look now to injury updates, as mentioned, Heston Kjerstad has made his way onto the 7-day IL for concussion protocol. So he ends up there. We had news out of Dodger camp. Dustin May, he's going to miss the rest of the season. He has surgery to repair a torn esophagus. So Dustin May will no longer be returning this season as we originally had thought. And then Dane Myers from the Marlins, he fractured his ankle after kicking the door. He was ejected this past weekend, ended up in the clubhouse, kicked the door, fractured his ankle, and has landed himself on the IL. Not the way you want to go on the IL. Inner frustration, anger management, let's calm down. We're punching walls and kicking doors and getting hurt, and it's not good for baseball, not good for your luck either, to be fair. Outstanding performances from the weekend here, going through, starting off with Luis Castillo, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Taj Bradley from your Rays, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Cole Reagans for your Royals, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 7 Ks. Garrett Cole, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 7 Ks. Kyle Hendricks, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 3 Ks. Luis Hill, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 7 Ks. Cutter Crawford, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 4 Ks. Dylan Cease, Padres, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts for him. Ryan Pepio, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks. Logan Gilbert, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. Blake Snell, 7 innings pitched, only 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 8 Ks. Those two guys had stellar performances, and that is your outstanding performances. Alrighty, let's take a look at those standings as we enter into the All-Star break here. The AL East, Baltimore at 58 and 38, New York at 58 and 40. So the Yankees have played 2 more games, have lost those 2 games. Baltimore only 1 game up on the Yankees and only 4.5 up on the Red Sox, who are 53 and 42. They're 7 and 3 in their last 10, 4.5 back of Baltimore and 3.5 back of the Yankees. Here come the Red Sox. Boogity boogity. Rays at 500 at 48 and 48. Blue Jays 44 and 52. Yikes. Your AL Central, the Guardians still hold it after the first half here at 58-37. The Twins 4.5 back at 54-42. The Royals 7 back at 52-45. Tigers 47-50. White Sox still needing their 30th win. They're at 27-71. Yikes. That is ugly to look at. The AL West, the Astros have been hot. Seattle 52-46. Astros 50-46. So Seattle's played 2 more games and have won those 2 games. They're a game up on the Astros. The Rangers 46-50, 5 games back. Angels 41-55. Oakland 37-61. The NL East, the Phillies still hold it. The Braves need to find it. They're 8.5 back. Phillies 62-34, the only team with 60 wins. Braves 53-42. The Mets 49-48, 49-46. Excuse me, 3 games over 500. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and they're hot. Nationals 44-53. Miami 33-63. So they turned it around since their awful start to the year, kind of, but still a long ways out. The NL Central is interesting. The Brewers still hold it at 55-42. Cardinals at 50-46, 4.5 back of the Brewers. Pirates are at 500 at 48-48. They're 6.5 back. The Reds 47-50, and the Cubs 47-51. Reds 8 back. Cubs 8.5 back. Dodgers 56-41 for your NL West. They're 7 games up on both the D-backs and the Padres. D-backs 49-48, Padres 50-49. So the Padres have played 2 extra games, won 1 and lost 1. So the D-backs are actually second right now in the NL West. Giants 47-50, 9 games back, and the Rockies 34-63. Looking at that wild card picture really quickly, the AL is held by the Yankees, Twins, and Red Sox. Yankees 3.5 up on the line, Twins half up on the line, Red Sox on the line. Royals 2 games back. Astros 3.5, Rays 5.5, and then Tigers 7. Kind of your top 4 there. On the NL side, the Braves, Cardinals, and Mets hold the wild card line. Braves 4.5 up on the line. Cardinals half a game up on the line. The Mets holding the line. D-backs and Padres a game back. Pirates a game and a half back. Reds, Giants 3 games back. Cubs 3.5. Nationals 6. So it's still anyone's race in that NL Central kind of cluster game. Colorado, Miami, not you guys. Sorry, not sorry. That is your standings check entering the All-Star break here. And speaking of the All-Star break here, I was about to say upcoming series, but there is no upcoming series. Not until Friday. It's the upcoming week, and there really is only 2 things to note and 2 things to talk about later on today. The Home Run Derby, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow, it's the All-Star Game, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And that will do it for the week, essentially. Wednesday and Thursday are off days. And then Friday, we are back to baseball. 28 teams play that day. And we will have an episode on Friday. We'll be talking about the Home Run Derby, how was the new format, the winner, obviously. We'll talk about the All-Star Game as well. And then I'll probably bring a couple of trade candidates that I think could be moved at the deadline. I'll create a list there, so that will be something to look forward to as well for Friday's episode. And then obviously talking about the upcoming series as well, and the upcoming things to watch as we enter into the end of July here. Probably be a shorter episode, so keep that in mind, and look forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I appreciate you all. I don't really have much of an outro, so that will do it for me. Thank you, and I will see you on Friday.